Now, there comes a time in our lives where we really have to double down and get serious about the things that are important to us, whether it's your health, your wealth, your life, your relationships. There are moments, defining moments, when it's your season to get serious. In this season of Embrace Your Power, I've been talking a tremendous amount about your career success. And what I would say to you is just as much as it's time for you to get serious about all the rest of the areas of your life, it is time for you to get serious about your career too. And I have a special treat for you today that I cannot wait to share. So let's get into it. For the longest time, I secretly wanted more. I often found myself shrinking to fit in, settling for what was comfortable, and even selling myself short. Once I finally accepted that we deserve success and we are blessed with the power to achieve it, I stopped playing small. I'm serious about building a life I love, and you should be too. I'm Denise Taylor of DeniseTaylor.live, and welcome to Embrace Your Power. I help women prioritize themselves, their success, and their happiness. Now let's meet this week's achiever whose story will inspire you to embrace your power and go. Well, hello there. It's Denise Taylor here. And you know, I am always excited to have you join me each and every Thursday right here on Embrace Your Power. Now, this is the place where you can always count on me to encourage you to build a life that you love. And more than that, I believe that God has given you the power to do it. You see, in his word, he said he didn't give us fear, he gave us power. And we believe that when we embrace our power, we truly can be, do, have, and achieve anything that we want. Now, I will tell you, I think that you're going to be divinely inspired to go after the things that God wants to do in your life. And when you do that, you are going to experience satisfaction and fulfillment that's going to light you up from the inside out. And that's what I want for you. I want you to experience what it's like to be lit up from the inside because you are satisfied and fulfilled. Now, around these parts, we have been talking a lot about you getting promoted. And in this special episode, I want to bring to you a recent event that I hosted exclusively in my Girl, It's Time to Get Promoted community. This community is dedicated for women who want to go after their career success. In this community, I am sharing so many great nuggets and so much wisdom that's going to help you accelerate your career. And recently, I hosted my very free and very first Get Promoted Challenge. It was a 3-day event where I walked you through a number of things that you need to understand about the promotion process. And I am so excited to bring to you this presentation. Now, it was only available for a few extra days within that community, but I decided to make it available to you who are in my podcasting community and network, because I want you to take advantage of the gems that I shared during the course of that event. This event was specifically targeted for women who are either individual contributors and looking to move into leadership roles, leaders who are looking to gain more experience so that they can broaden their scope, or women who are looking to get the momentum happening with their career so that they can achieve success. And so during the course of the event, I covered a number of things that I think you're going to find exceptionally valuable. And because you're connected with me here, you'll have the opportunity to take it all in over the next few weeks. Now, today you're going to have a chance to listen to day one. On day one, we were focused on this overarching premise about getting serious about going for your promotion. On this day, I talked a lot about igniting your desire for that success, igniting your desire to get promoted. I spent some time unlocking ambition and helping you to envision your success. In addition to that, I spent a great deal of time talking about the difference between confidence and courage and why both of them are necessary strategies in order for you to get promoted. Now, I invested a significant amount of time with these ladies that joined me during the course of the event, and they were blessed indeed. And it's my privilege and honor to share that presentation with you now. You're going to hear me talk a lot about resistance to change being self-sabotage. And so if you start to get inklings, I want you to give yourself the opportunity to discover more about that. And this is the reason why working with me begins with a discovery call. The discovery call is a way for me to make sure that what I am offering is actually going to get you the success that you want. And so I invite you to seize the opportunity to connect with me. I would love to know more about where you are and what you want to achieve and how I can help you accelerate your success. And in the meantime, I want you to enjoy everything that I shared as a part of the Get Promoted Challenge on day one. And just know that there's more to come because the next few weeks will be episodes sharing this entire challenge with you here. Let's get into it. Myself into the stream here. Hello, everyone. I am so excited. This is a new format for me, and I wanted to make sure that we took advantage of the group that we now have in Facebook. And so we're streaming there to make it accessible and easy for everyone to have access to the challenge and access to the replays. I have pinned this to the top of the group, so hopefully everyone is able to find it. I am so excited for those of you who are checking in with me live. If you don't mind putting in the comments where you are tuning in from, that will help me to know a couple of things. First, it will help me to know that I am reaching you, that you can hear me just fine. And it also will give me some perspective of who is here with me. So if you don't mind, go ahead and just put where you're from, where you live in the comments. And then that way, I will have a really good sense that I am coming through loud and clear. So thank you for doing that. Thank you for checking in. And thank you for trusting me with this hour of power, if I could call it that, because I believe that there's something great that's going to happen for you because you made the commitment to be here and explore further the possibility of your promotion. Now, this is day one of a 3-day challenge, and I have so much that I have planned for our challenge time together. And so there's an entire agenda that if you're registered, you should have received access to, so that you'll have a really good sense of what I am going to be covering over the next 3 nights. I believe that this is going to be a powerful time for you to get serious about your promotion. And so that is where we're jumping off today. I want you to really begin to believe that it's possible for you as we start putting the pieces together on how to make it happen in your life. So day one is dubbed, let's get serious about it. And so I want us to jump right into what we have planned for tonight. So the very first thing is I really want you to be intentional about giving this your undivided attention. I want you to be intentional about locking into the time that you committed to yourself to be here so that you can get everything you came to get. And I know life is busy, and I know there may be a number of things going on around you, but I really want to challenge you to give this your attention. You deserve to prioritize this time, because when you do that, you can get the greatest benefit of what is going to be shared here. So I want to encourage you to lock in. The second thing I want to encourage you to do is to really silence your devices. And the reason why I think that's important is because our devices often come with a number of notifications. And these notifications can often send us down some rabbit trails and throw us off. And so if you silence your notifications or you silence your device for the next hour, then you can lock in a little bit more seamlessly and get out of this experience what I think will be valuable for you. And then finally, the last recommendation that I have is, if you haven't gathered pen and paper, I strongly recommend that you do that, because every time I do presentations like this, every time I do events like this, I share a ton of information that's beneficial for you. Now, you will have access to the replays, but there is nothing like that fresh aha that we get, or that fresh nugget that we get while we're participating. And I want to make sure that you've got paper and pencil handy, or paper and pen handy, so that you can take notes. Now, before we get into it, I just want to reiterate one specific point, because I've done a lot of advertising about this challenge. Now, I'm a firm believer that you are in the right place. If you made the decision to be here and you set aside intentional time to spend with me, then I believe you are absolutely in the right place. But I thought I would share more specifically who I think I am showing up for. I believe I'm showing up for individual contributors that are looking or seeking to advance into leadership roles within their organization. Now, an individual contributor who wants to take on more responsibility is exactly who can learn from these presentations that I've put together during this challenge. And so if that's you, if you are an individual contributor within your organization and you want to advance into leadership roles, I want to say you are in the right place. You're going to glean a lot from what has been prepared today. The second person I am showing up for is a leader looking to prepare for a broader scope of responsibility and sharpen their skills. And so, if you have leadership responsibilities already, but you know increased levels within the organization or increased project responsibility is going to mean that you have to stretch your skills, then you're in the right place too, because we're going to talk about skill development. We're going to talk about how you can lean into the skills that are going to help you perform at higher levels and be in position for that next level of responsibility. And then finally, I believe this challenge will also be a significant benefit to a woman on a growth trajectory. She wants to accelerate the momentum to advance to ultimately get promoted and get paid. So if you know you are on a growth trajectory, like you are identified to be the up and coming in your organization, you could be participating in training programs, management training, leadership training, and you know they have their eye on you. This is going to help you, because I am going to be talking about the things that help you shine a light on your promotable skills in the way that you can begin to understand exactly how you need to show up and exactly what you need to do. So if you fit that, then you're in the right place. I want to just confirm that that is you and you are indeed in the right place. Now, before we jump into it, I want to officially welcome you and tell you a little bit more about me. My name is Denise Taylor. I'm a career success coach and mentor, and I help women leaders develop the skills, savvy, and momentum to achieve the career success they want and deserve. And here is my caveat. My caveat is this: I believe that we are all leaders. And I know that there are some people who only equate leader to someone who has a title that they deem leadership role. But what I want to disrupt, where I want to begin and disrupt some of your thinking, is around this perspective of who is a leader. I believe that leaders lead three specific contexts. They can lead one of them or they can lead many of them. But I think leadership falls down into these three frameworks. I believe you can be a leader of inspiration. I believe you can be a leader of influence. And I believe that you can be a leader of innovation. And when I unpack them, I think you're going to find that you fall into one or more of those buckets. And so, first, a leader of inspiration is a leader who has the ability to inspire and motivate others. This is probably the most traditional sense that you think of. This is probably the reporting structure within your organization, is those people who have a responsibility and accountability to inspire and motivate others. As a leader of inspiration, there are some key things that you should be able to do effectively to perform well in your role. Leaders of inspiration should be able to ignite passion. They should be able to ignite drive. They should be able to ignite enthusiasm within the team or organization that they are leading. They should be offering a compelling vision and demonstrating commitment to their team. And so, again, that's probably the most traditional sense that we think of when we think of leader. But I also believe that there are people who are leaders of influence. And a leader of influence possesses the power to influence others and shape decisions and outcomes. And so it doesn't matter what title you have, because you can be a leader of influence if you are positioned and you have the power to shape decisions and outcomes. And this is where you start understanding people who have the ability to be persuasive or guiding or steering of other individuals or groups towards a specific direction. You don't necessarily have to have the biggest title in the room in order to be a leader of influence. And my guess is that many of you, if not all of you, have spheres of influences. You have pockets in your life where you absolutely lead by influence. The best family context I can tell you is there's chances are one of your children likely can influence the other, and they may not wear the title of the oldest. They may likely influence everybody in the home and may not have the title of mom or dad. And so people who have influential qualities are absolutely leaders. And then finally, leaders of innovation. Those are all of us who are doing something to bring innovation to our work, the work that we're producing, the work that we're doing. As a leader of innovation, you are bringing your creativity, your ideas, and you're there to really promote continuous improvement within the organization by what you do, the work you produce. And so when I say I help women leaders, I am saying that I help women leaders who are leaders of inspiration, who are leaders of influence, and certainly who are leaders of innovation. And hopefully that makes sense to you. Hopefully that resonates with you. I don't know if you've ever heard that breakdown before, but it is so important for you to not count yourself out when I say I help leaders, because if you lead in one or all of those contexts, then I can help you. Now, I'm not going to go in laborious detail on my experience. In fact, you can check out my LinkedIn. You can check out any of the websites that I have out there. I have my resume available for you. But what you need to know is I am a success girl. I love producing results. I once asked people what were 3 words that they would use to describe me. And those are the 3 words you see listed: confident, credible, and mentor. That was what I got back from the people that I have led over the years. And what you need to know is I bring all of that experience, my experience as being a leader within Fortune 500 companies, my experience as it relates to developing other leaders within the organization, as well as my experience on the personal journeys that I have taken to the table to help people that I work with. It is almost as if everything I have accomplished becomes a part of what's available for you to tap into. And so I want you to know that you are getting good experience working for you. You are in a place where it is good to hear. I often say, check out the resume of people that you're taking wisdom and advice from, and make sure that they have some proof, some context around what it is they have accomplished and done, so that you know that works for you. And so I want to just assure you that you are in the right place, and I got the chops. Okay. Now, night number 1. Let's just jump right into night number 1 of this challenge on how to make an impact and get promoted. I want you to know what's in it for you. So today we're going to ignite your desire to get promoted. I want to start a little bit with some mindset work, because oftentimes there is disappointment, there are distractions, there are disruptions in our experience that is holding our promotion hostage. Some of us have plateaued. Some of us have given up on it because we ran into headwinds. Some of us don't know what steps to take. And so we are not holding tight to the desire to get promoted. And I want to ignite that desire for you tonight. The second thing I'm going to spend some time unpacking as well is the difference between confidence and courage, and how both are an effective strategy for success. And when you can understand when to leverage confidence and when to leverage courage, it's going to help you understand why they are necessary to get promoted and how to turn them on in your life. And then finally, there will be time for Q&A. And so you have access to drop into the chat any questions that you have. I will take a spin through and see what questions are there as we go through. You certainly can keep notes, DM me and email me and all of those good things. But I do have time allocated to answer your burning questions tonight via chat and via comment. So let's jump into it. Now, I want to start off just talking about promotion at a really high level, so that we can get on the same page as to what I mean when I talk about promotion. A promotion refers to the advancement with change in title, rank, or responsibility. And it often comes with some additional benefits or some type of compensation changes. So, a promotion is about advancement. It's about creating the momentum to see advancement happen. And we're talking specifically within your career, but certainly promotion can be applied to more than just your career. So it's the advancement with some type of change, either in your title, your rank, or your responsibility. The second thing I think that's important to highlight when it comes to promotion is that they can come in different forms. And the most traditional form is that vertical promotion, getting elevated to higher levels within the organization. And there certainly are benefits and perks that come along with that. But I will tell you, even in my own career, there have been times when a lateral move made sense. when a lateral move was just as strategic as a rank changing move in terms of elevating within the organization, especially because of some of the levers that open up to you when you can make lateral moves. And so that is another very common promotion that actually is discredited in ways that it shouldn't be, because it often will give you the opportunity to have access to new environments, new people, and new responsibilities. And then finally, the third one that I want to call out in terms of common promotion is an increase in scope. So there could be some increase in scope, increase in responsibility, increase in reach. I know at one point in my career, I went from doing project related things that were isolated to a specific area to working on enterprise wide solutions. And so when you start talking about increase in scope, that is another version of promotion. How far of a reach are you influencing or impacting? So those are just some common promotions. Now, the last thing I wanted to just kind of give some definition to is common benefits or perks that come along with promotion. And this is very interesting because a lot of times we only isolate the perks or benefits to increased compensation. We only look at the money. And don't get me wrong, money is a big factor. Money is something we all need, but there are other things or other benefits or perks that come along with promotion and are available for negotiation when you are looking to get promoted or offered promotional responsibilities or opportunities. And so there's increased compensation, there's career advancement, that's a benefit. There are benefit and perks like access to healthcare coverage. There may be a greater percentage that gets covered for you when you get to certain levels or receive certain promotions. There may be certain retirement plans or options that are available to you when you get access to certain levels within the organization. There could be stock options that become available to you when you get to certain levels within the organization. There could be some company provided resources. There could be provision for cars and provision for homes and provision for other aspects of what you need to do your job when you get to certain levels of the organization. And there could be the opportunity for greater flexibility in your work arrangements as well. And so there are a number of factors that come into play when we start talking about what types of benefits come along with promotion. Obviously, there's recognition and validation for what you bring to the table and for the work that you've done and the value that they believe you can add to the organization. And there's opportunity for your development. And so I want to frame that up because many times people just only think about the money, but there's more to promotion. There's more at stake. There's more that's available. There's more that's negotiable when it comes to your promotion. Now, having said that, I just want to anchor in a little bit on money. I want to talk about the monetary aspect of a promotion because it is synonymous, us thinking that promotion equates to also getting paid. And they absolutely are a way to get paid. I am a person who believes and advocates for multiple streams of income, but don't discredit the income producing power of a promotion. It can absolutely light up your checkbook. Now, I recently put out a LinkedIn survey where I've asked people to respond and share with me their promotional percentages, like what percent accompanied the promotions that they received. And this was very eye-opening. And I think this will whet your appetite for the monetary aspect that can come along with promotion. On the survey that I personally conducted, 38% of those who got promoted received a greater than 20% increase in their base pay. Now, I want to just run the numbers on this because 20% is a big deal. The average manager's salary, according to the government document that I pulled up, is $62,000. And so if you're talking about a minimal increase of 20% against that $62,000, that equates to $12,400. Now that's $1,000 per month, and that's good money. That's a great increase to receive at 20%. So, show me the money is absolutely a context that comes along with promotion. And I wanted to put some real numbers to it because we can be so dismissive like money doesn't matter. But when you start talking about giving up $1,000, it absolutely does matter. And so, it may not be your main reason or your main conviction, but it still is a big deal. Now, what I also thought was really interesting about this survey is 38% said they got 20% or more. But when I look deeper, 24% of that 38% said they received a 30% increase in their base pay. Now, that's really a big deal because on that average salary of $62,000, that means they saw a minimum jump of $18,600, and that equates to $1,500 a month. And so when you start saying, show me the money, yes, there's more to promotion than money, but money is a big part of it, and promotions are lucrative. They are absolutely lucrative. And what's really interesting is that everyone else beyond this 38% received minimally 10%. Some of them received greater than 10%, but they minimally said that they got 10% increase. And I'm sure you'll take that all day as well. And so when you give up your desire for promotion, you are leaving money on the table. And I want to reignite for you all of the reasons why it's important for you to go for your promotion. And money is absolutely a part of that. It's a part of it. It's not all of it. And I'm going to unpack more, but I wanted to run these numbers because you can key your salary in there. Chances are you may make more than 62,000. I don't know. But an increase of 20 and 30 and even 10% is significant enough to get your attention so that you can take care of your responsibilities in family. All right. So money is a part of it. Money is an aspect that comes along with the promotion, and you have right expectation to receive monetary increase when it comes to your promotion. So hopefully that's resonating with you. Hopefully that monetary perspective makes sense. Hopefully that's ringing some bells for you guys. Hopefully that is igniting some interest for you. I am hoping that gets you a little bit more interested in why going for your promotion makes sense. Now, let me keep going because I have more to share. While I am talking about promotions being tied to money, I do want to reiterate that your success, the success that you are feeling, is just as important. I know that money is not everything, and many of us have attained money and have seen that we wanted more. And so I want to tell you, and I want to share with you what else comes along with your promotion beyond just money. Okay. So before I can dive into what else comes with the promotion beyond money, I got to do some foundational building. All right. I got to talk a little bit about how purpose has a role in your success. And one of the things that I talk about all the time is these notions and perspective about satisfaction and fulfillment being tied to what God has created us to do. And I believe that we are all created with purpose that is designed to give us satisfaction and fulfillment. I believe that with all of my heart. And so I want to help unpack why it's important for you to not just make it about money, but also find other valuable reasons why it's important for you to still go after your promotion because of other things that are tied to it. So let's go deeper. Whenever I go out and do speaking engagements, I often bring up this perspective that I pulled out of Dr. Darius Daniels' book, Your Purpose is Calling. When I read that book and I saw this notion that he shared, it resonated so well with me. He said that when we ignore the power and potential of purpose, three things happen. The three things that happen are we become unhappy, we become unhealthy, and we become unhelpful. And I know personally, I have seen that happen in my life before. That when I didn't have proper balance in perspective and understanding why it was valuable for me to do certain things, or why it was important for me to commit to certain things, things got out of whack for me. And sometimes I found myself unhappy. And sometimes I found myself unhealthy. And sometimes I found myself unhelpful. And so, what I want to talk about today is how when you can begin to align your desire to go for promotion with something that's more meaningful for you, you will find purpose that will unlock your prosperity. Now, prosperity, especially if you're used to the normal church context, is a word that some people shy away from. But prosperity is just really the condition of being successful and thriving in all areas of your life. That's essentially what prosperity is. And when you are working or tying something to the purpose you have been created for, you unlock your prosperity because your prosperity is tied to your purpose. And what I want to go on to say is your vocation, your job is a great opportunity for your purpose to shine. And it's also a great opportunity where we can be fulfilled. And so the bigger question is, can you begin to tie your purpose to what you do? Can you have meaning in what you're doing and see how it connects to a greater reason why you're doing it? Can you do that? Because if you can do that, you are going to unlock your prosperity. Now, I don't know how that resonates with you. I don't know if you ever found yourself in situations where you were unhappy, where you were unhealthy, and you were unhelpful. But if you have, then I want to say to you, there is likely a misalignment between purpose and whatever you're showing up to do. And somehow you got to bring it in sync and get it in balance. And you can do that by seeking opportunity. But I want to make sure you have right perspective on why it's important to you to go after it. Now, we talked about promotion in the context of money, but now I'm talking about promotion in the context of your values. Promotion in the context of what's important to you, what's going to resonate with you, what is going to drive you to go for it because it's meaningful to you. That is where I believe the most significant part of what you bring to the table and what you experience from the investment of what you bring to the table will yield in your life. This is the return you're going to get back. So let me go deeper. Oh, wrong thing. Here we go. Promotion is more than money. And I did a Facebook Live last week. If you want to see it, you can go to my YouTube channel. I unpacked this a little bit more aggressively on that live last week. I cannot do it as much justice today as I did on the live. So if you go to my YouTube channel at Denise Taylor Live, you should be able to find me talking about promotion being more than money. I pulled out 5 things that I think will help to make promotion resonate a little bit more with you. So the first one is a promotion. A promotion is a satisfying sense of accomplishment. It's recognizing your commitment to overcome challenges and step outside of your comfort zone. You see, when we get promoted, we absolutely have a very satisfying sense of accomplishment. We can recognize our commitment to overcome challenges. And it is like this tangible experience of us stepping outside of the box, of us stepping outside of our comfort zone. And when you start talking about what's important to you, if it's important to you to show up for yourself, then when you get promoted, getting this sense of accomplishment is extremely valuable to you. And I would say it's probably more valuable to you than that $12,000, $18,000 increase we were talking about, because it's going to resonate with you from within. The second thing that a promotion indicates that's more than money is it signifies progress in your career, and it often presents opportunity for new challenges. And so, if it is a part of you, your purpose, your core being, who you are, your core values, to pursue opportunities, to go after new challenge, to accomplish new things that stretch and grow you, then a promotion is going to fulfill you and satisfy you in that way. The third thing is rising in ranks, shatter gender stereotypes, and demonstrate that women are capable of excelling in any role and at any level. And it gives us the chance to become role models for others. I cannot tell you how many discovery calls I sit on the phone with women who have an absolute desire to be role models for their families, for their children's. They have an absolute desire to prove that women are capable of excelling in the organization. So if that is important to you, if that aligns with your purpose, then again, this is what is more at stake for you when you are talking about promotion. The fourth thing here is a role that aligns with your interests and passion increases job satisfaction. And we talked about how job satisfaction and fulfillment comes when we are operating in our values, in our purpose, in what's important to us, in our strengths, in our interests, in our passions, in our gifts. That will unlock the prosperity that comes from being fulfilled by what we do. And then finally, and this is the one that I absolutely love, It gives you more influence in decision-making power, and it positions you to be a blessing. And I will tell you, I remember when I moved to North Carolina and I had the opportunity to hire some Black men who were just phenomenal with credentials and experience. And I didn't have to make any accommodations or exceptions for hiring them into the role. I was in a position, I was in a seat of influence to be a blessing and bring faces in that resonated with me. And when you're in that seat and when you promote to those levels, you are indeed positioned to be a blessing. So when we start talking about what's in it for you, yes, money is in it for you, but there's more to your promotion. There's more to making you feel healthy and helpful and making you feel as if you have meaning to what you do. When you accelerate your success and get to higher levels within the organization. Now, this is a challenge, which means that I have to challenge you to think about taking in what I am sharing. And so I have put together these journal prompts. And if you registered for the challenge, then you're going to get an email when we wrap up that will contain the journal prompts for you to challenge yourself and unpack what's important for you as it relates to going for your promotion. And so the first journal prompt is this: in what specific ways do I believe a promotion can help me further develop in ways that truly captivate my purpose? I want you to spend some time thinking about that, because when you run into headwinds going after your promotion, you got to know what's in it for you. And even though money is lucrative, I will tell you, it is not enough to keep you driven towards going after what you want. And so I want you to be captivated. I want it to be meaningful to you. The second journal prompt is this: what opportunities for learning, innovation, or creative expression do I see in a new opportunity that makes going for it more appealing beyond just financial gain? And so those are the two journal prompts that I want you to spend some time with this evening before or tomorrow, before we get on tomorrow. Because again, this 3-day journey is going to be building your anticipation, your expectation, and your resilience to go for your promotion. And so that was the segment that was specifically around what's in it for you. And so I want you to spend some time journaling and making sure that you can resolve and get on the same page. So hopefully you guys are following along with me. This format is okay, but I don't get to see faces in this format. And so I'm at a little bit of a disadvantage in knowing whether or not you're following along, but hopefully you're with me. If you have a chance to hit the chat, go ahead and hit 1 in the chat and let me know that you are indeed with me. And then that way I can move on. All right. Good. You guys are with me and I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, let's keep moving. So we did our first bullet. We covered our first bullet. We did a really good job unpacking how to discover what's in it for you. Now I want to talk a little bit about confidence and courage, and especially as it relates to them being a strategy for success. Confidence and courage can sometimes be confused because they kind of build on one another. They're kind of intertwined. As you grow in your confidence, you can become more courageous. And as you become more courageous, you can become more confident. And that's kind of why I have the signs like pointing to each other, because they kind of work together. So let me just give an example of confidence versus an example for courage. And then I'll give you a real life example that came up with one of my clients. Okay. So, confidence is presenting your ideas at a meeting with conviction and assurance because you believe in your knowledge and expertise. So, you're willing to present your ideas because you believe in your knowledge and expertise. Courage, on the other hand, is speaking up against an unfair practice at work, even though you're nervous about potential repercussions. Even though you're nervous, you still speak up. That's courage. But what I thought was really interesting and that kind of played out in the experience of one of my clients that I'd like to share with you is that she was confident enough to apply for a position. And what would happen is she would apply, and after she applied, 3 days later, she would call HR before HR even gave her any feedback on her application and say, take me out of the running. And this was like a regular thing that was occurring. And so when she called me, she said, I have a confidence issue. And I said, no, you don't have a confidence issue. You have a courage issue. You're confident enough that you can put the resume together, you can make the application, you can even hit submit. But when you can't carry it through, that is an indication that you need to build up your courage. And so, the reason why I want to talk about this in the context of getting promoted is you need both. In that particular instance, she needed to be able to pull everything together so that she could hit submit. And she also needed to be courageous enough to hit submit and see the process through. Okay. And so these contexts, confidence and courage as a strategy, are so important when we're going for promotion. Let's go deeper. So, in pursuit of a promotion, confidence ensures that you're seen as a competent and capable candidate, while courage empowers you to take proactive steps and navigate potential obstacles. And I think that you can see that when with the example that I shared, how she was confident enough to apply, but she was not courageous enough to see it through. Okay. Confidence and courage are both needed. And as you are looking at yourself, right? Because this challenge is about your self reflection, it's looking at you and how you show up. As you're looking at yourself in this experience, you've got to assess how you show up with confidence and how you show up with courage. Balancing both of these qualities will enhance the chances of not only securing the promotion, but also thriving in the new role. Thriving in the new role. And that's important because I don't just want you to get a promotion. I want you to do well when you get there. I want you to do well when you get there. All right. So I'm not going to drain this slide. But what you need to know is confidence enables you to effectively communicate. Confidence in your abilities and expertise is essential to project a positive image of yourself. And confidence allows you to answer questions with clarity and poise. Confidence is rooted in the belief you have in yourself to be able to stand on the foundation of who you are and what you know. Okay. The next one is courage is really about overcoming fear. It's really about allowing yourself to be open to feedback, asking for feedback. What happens when they don't necessarily have all the glowing remarks of you? Can you handle that? Are you courageous enough to still be confident and get feedback? Courage helps you advocate for yourself and negotiate. And courage also allows you to embrace the challenge. Embrace the challenge. And so, as you are assessing where you are on your journey, on your career success journey, I want you to begin thinking about, where is there a potential need to shore up yourself? Is it around truly confidence, or is it around courage? Because you need both. But what I find is people show up seeking confidence when it's really courage that they need, or seeking courage to do it when it's really confidence that they need. And as a career success coach, I can help you navigate that space for sure. But I also don't want you getting self-help books to try to be more confident when that may not be your problem at all. Okay. So again, I have some journal prompts for you because I want this to resonate. If you've registered for the event, you're going to get an email that's going to include the journal prompts for you to respond to. So you don't necessarily have to capture these down, but you should take time to process and reflect on what you're hearing tonight and make sure you understand where you fare. So the first journal prompt is this: am I holding back from pursuing promotional opportunities due to self-doubt, or is it due to fear of failure? Self-doubt is confidence. Fear of failure is courage. Do I find myself avoiding situations because they feel uncomfortable or uncertain, even though they align with my goals? That is an indication that we need to shore up your courage. And then finally, do some reflecting. Are there instances where I've recognized the need to take a stand or make a change, but hesitation or apprehension has held me back? Now, the reason for these journal prompts is I don't want this to just be a time where you're just listening. I want you to take the journey towards your career success. And so we talked about a couple of things tonight. We talked about discovering what's in it for you. This will help to really develop your why promotion is important, why advancing in your career is important. Why is it valuable to you? And the second thing that we started unpacking is confidence versus courage. Now, that's really the content I have for you tonight, but I do want to tell you a little bit about a program that I am introducing that I believe will help you towards your career success. If you're wanting to get promoted, this program will help you towards achieving that career success. And this particular program is called Power Impact. And Power Impact is really about exerting your influence, your ability to create positive change and achieve the career advancement in a way that aligns with your values, strengths, and goals. What I have found is that it is so important for you to have a really good sense of the impact that's necessary for you to get promoted. Now, this still is a little bit early. It's a little bit early for me to really go into Power Impact because we're going to build tomorrow on understanding what's necessary to get promoted. But tonight was really framing up your mindset and your readiness. But I still want to talk about the program. In fact, I'm going to talk about it each night because by the time we get to the end of this, I want you to be ready to take action towards your success. And so I want to talk about it enough that you can understand what's involved with my Power Impact program. I talk about how often we think that good work will get us promoted, but good work will not get you promoted. You have to shine a light on your promotable skills. You have to show your ability to exert influence in the workplace, to create change in the workplace, so that you can invest and achieve at accelerating your career and advancing in your career as well. And this is what Power Impact is all about. The program that I have specifically created that is really intended to jumpstart your career harnesses around 4 different skills that are necessary for you to begin to make an impact in the workplace. So, Power Impact is really about you understanding what it takes to get promoted. It's about you developing a very good sense of how to read the room. It's about you developing a really good sense of how to advocate for your success or for yourself. And it's about you understanding how to make allies in high places. These skills have nothing to do specifically with job performance, because you don't have right expectation of promotion unless you are already performing well in your job. Your performance is table stakes for promotion. But what these skills begin to allow you to do is to understand what you need to shine a light on so that they will get a sense of your readiness to get promoted. I want to focus on helping you really fine tune your intelligence gathering skills, your problem solving skills, and your leadership skills so that they can begin to see your potential and the impact that you can make. So I'm not going to tip any deeper than that into Power Impact, because I do need to put some more meat on the bone with night number 2. But I know some people, they may not make it to night number 2. They may not make it to night number 3. And so I want you to know that Power Impact is absolutely an option for you to jumpstart your success. And this particular bundle is probably one of the best comprehensive options that I can think of, making reasonably priced for you to be able to get my support on your success journey. This includes one-on-one calls with me. It includes training modules, and it includes a weekly live Q&A session. This will kick off next week. This program will kick off next week. And so I really want to encourage you to be a part of it if you are ready to jumpstart your success. Again, I'm going to go deeper into it over the next couple of days, but I wanted to introduce it tonight. Having said that, working with me begins with a discovery call. I am not the type of person who puts out a web page and tells you to go out there and sign up for it, because I don't want you to self-diagnose what is going to help you. When you are trying to achieve career success and you're looking to forge relationships and partnerships with people, it is important, at least from my perspective, that I make sure you get connected to the right solution for you. And this is the reason why working with me begins with a discovery call. And during the course of the discovery call, I'll get to know you. I will ask you a series of questions to assess where you are now versus the success you want to achieve. And once I have a good sense of that, then I'll share my professional recommendation on the best steps for you to take next. And only if I believe that my programs are going to help you achieve the success that you want, only if I'm confident will I even include them in my recommendation. As I said at the beginning, I'm a success girl, which means that I am looking for fruit. I am looking for the result. I am looking to make sure that the investment you make with me is going to yield the success and result that you want. And so I want to make sure, by virtue of a discovery call, that it makes sense. Now, I have updated my calendar. There's time slots available. If you're already getting an inkling that this is something you may be interested in, I welcome the opportunity to have a conversation with you. Either way, on the call, I am going to share with you right now support that can help you move forward. Either way. So it's a win-win for you. You're going to walk away from a discovery call with me with a greater sense of clarity. But I don't give out web pages for people to just go buy things. You have to do a discovery call because I want to make sure we're going to get the success that you want. Having said all of that, I want to leave you with this notion, and then I'll answer your questions. Resistance to change. Resistance to change. If you're starting to feel like you need to do something different, if anything I talked about tonight resonated with you, if you're starting to get that inner twinkling that something needs to pivot or shift, when you resist that, you are essentially self-sabotaging. And that is not what I want for you at all. I do not want you to self-sabotage. I want you to lean in to envisioning the best version of yourself and then becoming her. I want you to be your best version. I do not want you to self-sabotage. And finally, the last thing I'll say is this. The biggest lie we tell ourselves is the exact thing that often holds us back. There's this big lie that we tell ourselves time and time again, and it is the very notion or perspective that is holding us back. And that lie is, I'll figure it out on my own. We tell ourselves time and time again, I'll figure it out on my own. I'll figure out what I need to do. I'll figure out what I need to change. I'll figure out how I need to shift. I'll figure it out on my own. And we continue to spiral and spiral. And we are self-sabotaging when we don't get help. And so I want to really just encourage you to stop leaning into this misconception, to stop leaning into this lie and get support and help. And so now I want to know what questions I can answer for you. I am going to pull up the window so that I can begin to share with you how you can set up a discovery call if you're interested. But I want to see what questions I can answer. If you have a question, you can drop it in the comments. It may take a little bit of a delay for it to come up. And I'm going to look on Facebook and see if there's any comments or questions on Facebook while you guys are looking there. All right. While you guys are looking there, if you have any questions, I want you to go ahead and drop them. I'm going to give a little bit of time because I know there's a delay. It's so good that you're with me, Tracy. I appreciate she and you, Kashonda and Lisa. I'm so glad to have you guys join me tonight. This has been incredible. Hopefully something was said that resonated with you. I am going to continue building on tomorrow night. There is more I have planned for you guys. We're going to build out more. I'm not seeing any questions go through. It is 9. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. We got a question. It says, what do you do when you've asked your manager for feedback and all he says is you're doing a great job, but a promotion does not come from that? Then you probe. So first of all, you have to help him unpack for you what's behind a great job. You need to ask some more clarifying questions and ask him to begin to share with you very specifically what he perceives as you doing well. And the reason why I say what he perceives as you doing well is because that will give you insight on what he likes. So, on some of the lives that I've done, I've talked extensively about shining a light on your promotable skills. And I think we are going to touch on that on night 3. But here's what I mean by that. When we like the color yellow, it doesn't matter if we see a yellow blouse, if we see a yellow car, if we see a yellow notebook or journal, if we see a yellow pair of shoes, it always catches our attention. And so if your manager isn't giving you any more details, then you need to inspect that to find out what he's really impressed by and make sure that he has full awareness of when you're exercising that gift or skill. He owes you more detail than you're doing a good job. And so you're going to have to ask some more specific questions. In fact, I think I'm going to do a breakdown training on this because you've got to get him to unpack that for you a little bit. Not so much that you care about what he thinks is bad. I want you to anchor in on what he thinks is good, because he needs to give you justification against expectation, right? So once he tells you what he believes you're performing great at, then you need to ask him, how does that fare in relation to what's expected, right? You're going to have to help him tease it out, because it's really good to just drive behind general comments, especially when leaders are taking things into consideration. So I would say ask clarifying questions. Once he tells you what's good, then ask him about the expectation, because even though he's saying you're doing a great job, you still may only be meeting expectation, right? I think one of the teachings that I did not long ago talked about what expectations managers have when you are in your role, what expectations, and they think it's great that you're coming in and meeting expectations. And so you want to tease out what he thinks is good and what the expectation is. Okay, would it then be appropriate to ask how this aligns with the promotion? Absolutely. It's always very appropriate to ask what the expectations of the next level role is that you're interested in. Any manager that's afraid to have that type of conversation can be guided through it. I have another event coming up. It's going to be a LinkedIn event. I think I did post it in the Facebook group, and I'll make sure that I feature it there, on having a promotion conversation. That is going to be next week. And so there'll be some nuggets in that for you, but it's always appropriate to ask how that aligns with the promotion. His job is to be accountable and represent the company in that way. So that's always good for you to do. Very good questions. Any other ones? Very, very good questions. I love it. I love it. All right. So let me just put up the information for you to set up a discovery call if you are interested in connecting with me. You can access my calendar at www.callwithdenise.live. It's actually pretty easy. Once you go there, it'll open up my calendar. You can select a date and time that works for your schedule. And to make things easy, I give you a phone call. That is what I have found to be the easiest way, is for me to give you a phone call. And then we'll talk through what you want to achieve. Again, this particular program is an inexpensive way to jumpstart and get some support, power impact, because it comes with the one-on-one calls with me and the weekly Q&A sessions. it will actually support you through some of these things and in developing some skills as well. And so I invite you guys to set up some time to talk a little bit more about taking advantage of this opportunity to bring me on as your career success coach. All right, that's night number 1. I hope this has been good for you. It has been absolutely incredible for me. And I will look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Now, if you love this episode, you're going to want to access the free resource I curated just for you. The Power Leader Toolkit is absolutely free, and it includes 3 power-packed career transforming resources that will help you change the game and build the career that you want and deserve. It includes my powerful training, The 7 Habits of Highly Successful Women. Now, you can get your hands on this toolkit right now. And as I said, it's absolutely free. You can access it at www.powerleadertoolkit.live. Again, that's www.powerleadertoolkit.live. And of course, I'll be back next week with more power leader strategies to help you transform your career. But until then, remember to always embrace your power and go.